Hello inspiring Charitam fans. How are you doing? We bring stories that are unique and inspirational. The story is about how a woman tries years to save a marriage after an affair. This is from the perspective of that wife who went through different emotions during that phase. Let's hear it. Ulf and Berit had a nice life together in Bergen, a city in Norway, some 300 miles from the capital Oslo. They both had successful lives and careers. They both had the freedom and mutual deep trust for each other. Both of them celebrated their 10th anniversary in 2016, with all of their friends and family. They remained childless and it was a mutual decision. Their perfect world came crashing down one night. Berit was out for a weekend getaway with her girlfriends. It was a small beach location and they had a spa and everything. It was quite good. Another group of people came to the same location and one of the guys kept hitting on her. Berit and her friends ended up going to the bar along with other folks. They talked and danced. It was a kind of group activity. But the other guy was flirtatious all along. Berit kept pushing her, but after a few more drinks, she gave in. They isolated, made out in the bathroom and they ended moving to the guy's room. Her friends kept looking for her and had no idea where she was. Her phone was on silent. Ulf called multiple times and texted her and received no answer expectedly. She was completely into it. In the morning, when she woke up next to that guy, she felt like a train has hit her. She just got dressed and left. She looked at the messages from her friends and husband and felt disgusted. The next day she mostly spent in her room and didn't talk much. She didn't reveal to anyone what happened last night. Few messages to Ulf, but the guilt was eating her up. When she returned home, Ulf knew there was something wrong. He however never expected it to be infidelity. He assumed something along the line of a fight within the friends or something. He asked her what happened. She broke down and confessed everything. Ulf was obviously heartbroken. He just packed his bag and left for some hotel. She kept messaging him, calling him, but there was no answer. Berit didn't hear anything from her husband. She contacted Ulf's parents, but he wasn't there. She confessed everything to them as well. She even told her parents. Everyone hated her for what she had done to Ulf. They all were from a conservative family and it broke everyone's heart. Finally, after 8 days, Ulf returned. He looked different. He was not that funny guy anymore. Berit hugged him tight and cried the moment he entered. Ulf was numb. He didn't do anything, he just stood there. After a few minutes, it was clear that Ulf did not come to take his stuff, so he was staying. Berit knew that it is her opportunity to fix everything. For the next few months, Ulf lived in the spare bedroom. He hardly spoke to Berit. He was emotionless and just numb. He went to the office and came back. He was living a life like a machine. Berit tried everything. She cooked his favorite meal, dressed up the way he liked, tried initiating intimacy. She tried speaking to him, but he was just shut down. He wasn't reconciling, neither was he divorcing. It was a weird phase to be in. The weight of guilt on Berit was way too much. She saw the man from being a funny enthusiast to a shell of his former self. She finally convinced him to go to individual therapy. Berit was in therapy for months now. After few months, Ulf did show some improvement. He was making small talks. But what Berit noticed was the outlook on life. Ulf was changed. He didn't believe in the things that he used to. He was a very family-oriented man prior to her one-night stand. But now he was more isolated. It was almost a year that Ulf and Berit did not have any intimacy. Ulf would outright reject her. He was still in the separate bedroom. Berit confronted him and told him that he needed to make a decision. Either he needed to put an effort to reconcile or start separating. Berit got this idea from her therapist. Her online therapist suggested that Ulf was still in denial of the situation. He was still shocked and she needs to wake him up to the reality. She cried and apologized again for the misery she caused him. She did everything possible since that night to make it up to him. Berit brought up marriage counseling and therapy as well. There were so many things that she told, from taking a vacation, to go to fishing, having kids leave the city. She just wanted to put in the effort. They have had a perfect 10 years, and she was refusing to give it away for her stupid decision. Ulf remained silent for some time and then said, "Let's talk." This was the first time he started talking. He asked why would she feel the urge to respond to the other guy. Berit mumbled that she always thought that it was due to the wine, but her therapist told her that there were some other issues. The issues were maybe she wanted different things in life. She did not know, but she never felt unhappy with Ulf. She is still working on it because she didn't really know. Ulf then said why was she doing everything since that day to reconcile. The answer was quite loud, that she loved him and she wanted to be with him. Ulf said, "No. You just didn't want to be the reason for the failure of this marriage. You just wanted to be the person who was trying to do everything to save this. Don't you get it? You are trying because you have ruined it." "Do I need to try? I don't think so. The reason I am still staying here is not that I love you. I don't love you anymore. I stayed to see if I can fall in love with you again. But now I see a person who is doing everything to impress me, which she never did in the last 10 years. I know it's a farce. I know you are not the person you are pretending to be. I know you, and I wanted to see the girl whom I fell in love with. You are not. You are a different person. Yes, you might have done everything right since that day, but that does not make anything right. I will never trust you. I know you confessed, but everything has changed since then. I am different now, so you are. I am sorry that I didn't try for the last year. But I will do it now. Let's separate. We are never going to be the same again. I hope I will be able to forgive you in the future, but I will never be able to love you again." Berit's face was buried in her hands. She just sobbed and cried. She knew that there was nothing left. She tried convincing him to go to MC, but that never happened. Ulf filed for divorce weeks later. They were separated and divorced finally. It took a few years for Ulf to come close to what he was. But his outlook on life is not the same. He is dating again and got recently engaged. He isn't considering marriage. Berit still repents the decision to confront him. She feels that had she waited for some more time, Ulf would have opened up. She still struggles. Her family is no longer in a good relationship with her. It's not like they disowned her, but they are not in a good term. She had few relationships, but nothing worked. She is still in therapy. She has changed as a person too. When asked, she always says that if I can turn back time, I would go and scream my younger self, "Don't go to the weekend gateway, stupid, you are going to ruin your life there." We are not entitled to have forgiveness if we do the right things after we have made series of poor decisions. There are people who can forgive, but it is not always the case for everyone. For some people, if my spouse needed someone else, that means I was never enough, and that shatters all foundations of relationship. What do you think about the story? Please share the feedback and your suggestions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to get a notification whenever a new video is uploaded. Please watch the other videos of the channel. Stay healthy and happy. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching.